Good morning. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Leanne at YouTube. Leanne Mazur at YouTube. I am here on another morning walk. I always write to you guys or talk to you guys as I'm walking in the morning because I want to be a good example to you and show you that I'm really doing what I say about getting out, moving around, starting your day on a good note, and taking your health and fitness seriously. Now, I was always very active when I was younger, so fitness wasn't exactly something that I felt I needed to put into my routine. It was just always there, either through gymnastics practice or dance classes in college or dancing in the clubs on the weekends when I was of age. It wasn't until probably around my 30s that my activity and fitness level really dropped. And I didn't pick up any weight at that time because I was still pretty busy just running around. You know, I walked to work or took the subway or just was moving around all the time doing stuff. I was really busy, and so I don't think I thought about eating or food or fitness even at that time. But I maintained my weight quite easily. Well, I don't know about easily, but without actually dieting or having a fitness program or something like that. It was just very natural. Until I got into my late 30s. And then suddenly it seemed like I started picking up weight. And I noticed now, looking back, that I was not so happy in those days. You know, I'd gone through a divorce that was really tough, and I was alone a lot, just working. Was buying houses for the first time ever and fixing them up and making profits on them. So I was making money, but I wasn't really very happy. And instead of kind of looking at my life choices and the happiness level that was in my life as as an indicator of my overall health and well-being and a potentially root cause for my weight gain, instead I started to do other things, take drastic measures to try to accommodate or reduce the amount of weight that I was gaining. And it really hadn't been too terribly much. I mean, maybe 15 pounds or something like that. But it was enough that I noticed it and didn't like it and didn't feel like myself and wanted to have my former shape back. So I went on some pretty crazy diets and tried probably Atkins plan and the pineapple diet and every kind of formulation of systematic eating that you could find. And I always felt to be like in a state of lack. Like, oh, you can't have this. Oh, if you eat that, you're bad. Oh, this food is bad. Oh, you must have a certain number of calories every day. And if you just do all these things, then you'll get the results that you're looking for. I even became a Weight Watchers instructor and started on the Weight Watchers program. I had first joined Weight Watchers when I was probably 18 because I'd noticed a change in my figure even then. And coming from, a little tiny gymnast slash dance body, it was a big deal to gain 10 pounds. I mean, a really big deal. So this 15 pounds that I had on me just was making me feel like a cow. And I realized that a lot of other people can gain 15 pounds and not loathe themselves. But I loathed myself and my figure. And so it became a constant war between me and my body, it seemed like. That's how I understood it. My body was kind of at odds with itself because it would have these cravings for food, and I would feed it, and then it would get fat. And I'm like, well, if you have extra fat already, why are you craving food? Why don't you just use that up first? You know, why don't you just remove the hunger and let me go through my day with, I forget to eat. Some people seem to have no problem forgetting to eat, but I didn't seem to be one of those people. So I would have this kind of war with my body over and over and over again, year after year after year. I would starve it. I would binge it. I would purge it, because, starvation makes you just feel so, I don't know, like on the edge, like your survival is dependent on food, and food becomes your kind of primary consciousness where you want to take it all away from yourself so you don't have any temptation. You can't be out with friends because they're going to be eating and you're not eating, and they'll think you're weird and you'll be too tempted watching them eat. So you start to become a little reckless, or at least I did, whenever I was dieting. And now I have a completely different perspective on it because none of those things really worked. They had short-term returns. Like maybe I'd lose 12 pounds, but probably 6 or 8 of it would be water weight, because when you go into starvation mode or significant dietary restriction, your body just drops all the water that it has. And even though you're drinking water and replenishing it, your cells don't have a lot of water in them. And yes, your body does start using up its fat stores when you're in starvation mode, but your basal metabolism also lowers, so you don't use as much energy, and you don't have as much energy to do anything, so you're just kind of sitting around anyway. So you might be active and eating, a 15 or 1600 calorie diet and maintain your weight, but if you go on to a juice fast or a water fast and you're eating 0 calories or 500 calories and doing nothing, or maybe just walking around, but your body shuts down and it kind of doesn't function optimally, and you're not burning any of those small amounts of calories that you do take in because it's trying to conserve. And I didn't believe that for the longest time. For me, it was always an equation, calories in, calories out. If I'm only eating 500 calories a day and my basal metabolic rate is 1400 calories a day just to keep me alive, well, I have a deficit of 900 calories. So after X amount of days, 900 times 5 days, I should lose a pound or something like that. That was my methodology. And after going on many fasts and I still believe in fasts for cleansing purposes, because they are great dietary cleanses to cleanse your colon and cleanse your body of toxins and things. So for that reason, they're great. But as a weight loss mechanism, they also became less and less effective for me. Then I got on the train that said, oh, you're just getting older. This is just what happens. It's just normal. Everybody goes through it. There's nothing you can do about it. And I lived on that train for the next 10 years. And I just bought bigger clothes and maintained my sedentary lifestyle. It was working jobs that I didn't like, and getting paychecks for them, but still not really addressing my basal happiness rate. We look at all the science of it: basal metabolic rate, basal beats per minute on your blood pressure, on your heartbeat, and your systolic and whatever blood pressure.